So let me tell you about a truth that changed everything for thousands of people. People like athletes or CEOs, and even everyday listeners like yourself. It's the mirror. The truth is, the mirror is not just a glass, it is a gateway, a portal. So back in the early 20th century, there was a person named Florence Scovel Shinn, Shinn. And later, of course, more popular for us in today's time, Louise Hay. They popularized this idea that the mirror could be used to reshape your subconscious mind. Why? Because the mirror reflects what you tell it. Mirror work. So when you stand in front of it and you say something out loud, especially something powerful and positive, an affirmation, if you will, you begin to rewire the narrative that heretofore you've been telling yourself, that you've held about yourself. This practice for so many people has changed their lives. It's not woo-woo. It's not some kind of magical thinking. It's actually psychology and neuroplasticity. There's a lot of science involved in this. Mirror work activates mental repetition and neural reinforcement. So the more often that you tell your brain that you are this or that, what you are becoming, this is who you are becoming, the more real the identity becomes. That's why this particular episode really fits in well. It fits squarely into our focus today in this 30-day series of manifestation and monetization, a way for us to turn our passions into income. So guys, welcome. That's what we're talking about today, mirror work and mental momentum. It's going to be short and powerful and instructional, this podcast, as all of our podcasts in this series is. I really want to focus on the practice piece of this, because if we don't practice this, it's not going to work. If you don't practice this, it's not going to work. If you don't journal, if you don't meditate, if you don't practice the breathing techniques, none of it's going to work. So knowledge does not apply itself. So one thing to know, better to do. So if this is your first time joining us, you joined us on our 5th day of a series, which is great because you can join right in, go back and listen to the first 4 days. This is your first time hearing a Rethink podcast, great as well. You've got several other seasons to go and binge and listen to. For our old timers, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you guys for really supporting the series and the podcast, and supporting in financial ways as well. I saw some folks purchasing journals the other day, so that's all great. Thank you guys so much for continuing to do that. If you don't have a gratitude journal, it's something really awesome to have, to be able to keep and to reinforce really a lot of what we talk about here on the podcast. The way that you can support the podcast and find out about our digital products, including the gratitude journal, is just simply go to the show notes. You go to the show notes, there are more than enough information there to get you where you need to go. You can go to our website, of course, and it'll show you in our shop all the different things that we have available for you. And then also on our Amazon, where the actual you'll get an actual physical journal when you order this from our Amazon shop. So you can do that as well. I think that's all I have. Let's go. What's the opportunity for today? Well, what happens when you don't control your inner mirror? What happens when you don't control your narrative and your thought patterns? Number one, you replay old beliefs that you didn't choose to have and that, quite honestly, you probably don't really believe and wish were not true. Number two, you hold on to stories that were never true. You're holding on to stuff that was never really true. And then lastly, you sabotage your growth. You sabotage your growth because the image in the mirror never gets upgraded. You just keep repeating the same story over and over again. Now, this process isn't about vanity. It's about vision. And if your self-image is outdated, then the results can be outdated as well, or ineffective. There's a missed opportunity. So if you don't shift your inner mirror, you stay stuck in this mental loop of limitation. And your brain, the engine that you need to run all this, will keep proving these things true. This is our reticular activating system that we talk about so much on this podcast. So how does that happen? Well, here's some examples. If you want confidence, but your inner mirror says, I'm not ready. You want to be confident and secure, but your inner mirror says, yeah, we're just not ready. Or maybe you want financial freedom, but your inner mirror says, I don't deserve the wealth. or something about yourself you don't feel like you deserve. You feel maybe other people do, but you don't necessarily feel you do. And then lastly, maybe you want love, but your inner mirror says, I'm too broken. No one will want me. I'm this or I'm that. I'm unlovable. So we're going to change all of that narrative. That's really what this series is starting off about. We've got to upgrade our identity, our personal self concept. And again, if you go back into our shop on our website, we have a 30-day reconstructing your self concept, which is very, very key. There are ideas there. There's methods and practice, and also some journaling, and it's all in one book. So go check that out. 30 days to reconstructing your self concept. You can do this along with what we're doing here as well. What are some solutions? What are some practices that we can do to help us and use this mirror technique? All right, I'm glad you asked. Mirror work to reinforce our new story, step by step. So first of all, you're going to stand in front of the mirror. If you've never done this, you're going to feel different. You're going to feel different by standing in front of the mirror and just even starting this process. So the first thing I want you to do is look into your own eyes. Look into your eyes and don't rush this part, because there is an awareness there that we move and we're so busy doing things. And I don't even think, even when you're brushing your teeth or washing your face, you're paying attention to who's actually in the mirror. But now, just purposely stand in front of the mirror and look yourself in your own eyes. And just don't rush this piece, but do it until you can feel yourself looking at yourself. The second part is state your identity as a declaration. You're not making a request. You're not asking if or I'd like to have. No, you are asking from a very confident and secure place. You're asking from the standpoint that, I am divinity. I recognize myself as that, and I make this declaration. What is your declaration? I don't know. Maybe you say, I am confident. I am secure. I am magnetic. I am free. Whatever your declaration is, you make it confidently, okay? Number 3, repeat the same phrase 10 times out loud, okay? Now, you probably want to do this in your own restroom, your own bathroom. If you're like me and you share a bathroom with a spouse, then, I don't know, wait till they go to work or go downstairs or wherever. But you want to be where you can do this and people are not bothering you. So repeat the same phrase 10 times out loud. Don't whisper it, speak it with energy. The type of declaration, the type of energy that demands attention. That's number 3. Number 4, add action to this. What's an action phrase? Here's an example. Because of who I am, today I will show up fully. Because of who I am, today I will show up fully. And just use this as an example. You can create your own declaration. You can create your own action phrase. All right. The last phrase, or the last step rather, is to repeat this for the next, 21 to 30 days. Whatever day you're on right now. Well, this is day 5, of course. So for the next few days, repeat this. Maybe this becomes, go beyond this process in terms of this series, and just do this on a regular basis. Your neural pathways will begin to strengthen with the repetition. That's what makes it work, the repetition. And this creates mental momentum. And it alters internally the way you speak to yourself, the way that you act, and the way that you respond to others. Okay? So again, that is the mirror technique, and it's wide open to a variety of ways to perform it, particularly when it comes to your declaration. Once you complete one task, let's say in terms of manifestation, once you complete one task, then go to the next task. You can declare a different thing next week or whenever you're done with that. All right? So when you shift your self-image, your life will follow. When you shift who you believe yourself to be, your life will follow. Why? Because your thoughts will be different, and thoughts create your reality. The biggest benefit to the mirror technique is that you can become the version of who you really want to be, and who really naturally manifests and leads and shows up powerfully every day, because your identity now expects it. It expects this to happen. Let's, talk a little bit about law of assumption. And once you begin to assume a thing, that has so much to do with how a thing becomes or the results of a thing. The law of assumption is very, very powerful. You are very, very powerful. So let's summarize 5 daily mirror work practices. day in the morning, this is what you want to do. Say your affirmation in the mirror before checking your phone, before, getting, the mail or not the mail, but taking the dogs out or doing whatever you normally do in the morning. Do your morning affirmations in the mirror. Leave the social media stuff till later. Okay. After 10 o'clock is usually what we say here on the podcast. Midday, recenter. Recenter with breath, some breath work, perhaps. Take some deep breaths and then one identity phrase. Say that phrase. Recenter, some deep breaths, and then identify who you are. You say internally who you are. I am confident. I am secure. I am divine. I'm showing up fully today, whatever the affirmation is. And then at the evening, we're going to close out the day with a gratitude affirmation, also in the mirror. All this is being done in the mirror. Okay? That's the point of it, mirror work. A visual anchor. Keep a sticky note on the mirror that says to you, whatever your declaration is, who am I becoming? Who am I becoming is who I already am. That's a great one. Who I'm becoming is who I already am. I heard something the other day. I can't remember. Otherwise, I would give this person credit. I'm always, kind of studying and listening to, metaphysical speak and discussions about, subconscious mind and who we are in terms of our divinity. And I believe this to be true. And I'm going to try to say this the best way that this person said it, because it really touched me. And I hope that obviously it will come across to you. It said, life is not so much about doing and becoming. More, it is about remembering. Life is not so much about doing and becoming. It's more about remembering. Remembering who you really are. Allowing life, things that happen within your life to trigger you, to point you in different directions so that you can not become something, but remember who you actually are. So that is to say, you're complete already. You are who you want to be already. You just don't realize, you don't remember who you are. And life is set up in a way that if we're doing it correctly, we're remembering our divinity. Okay, I just wanted to share that with you. And then lastly, every week, record a video of yourself saying your affirmation and watch it. Record a video of yourself saying your affirmations and watch it. That is also a form of mirror technique. One of the things that I do, obviously being a podcast content creator, is I listen to my own podcast, and it is different, especially initially when you start hearing your own voice, but it is also transformative in that when I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking as much to myself as well. So when I hear my voice being commanding and, very declarative, then it aids me in moving further in my own personal goals. So I've seen and heard people say that they record themselves and they listen to themselves in affirmations and headsets at night, which is a very powerful practice also. But this is mirror work. So when you stand in front of the mirror for the first time, not brushing your teeth or washing your face or someone talking to you, do it intentfully. Look into your eyes. You will immediately connect and you will feel a difference. I'm telling you, every time I do it, I feel myself. And the energy's there. You begin to identify your divinity and then begin your mirror work. Okay? Identify your declaration. Repeat it 10 times out loud. Add that action phrase. And do this every day. Don't just do it within the scope of this particular series. Make this a part of your daily practice. It doesn't have to be an all-day thing. You can do this in 15 minutes. Okay? All right, listen. I hope you guys have learned a lot today. Join us tomorrow, day 6. What do we got up for day 6? Let's see. Day 6, the feeling is the frequency. That's what we're talking about tomorrow. All right. Make sure you check us out on the show notes. We really would appreciate any support you can provide. And why don't you think about becoming a member? If you listen all the way through, thank you so much. Think about becoming a member of the podcast today. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.